Welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nugent. This is the weekend edition where we celebrate everything that is outdoors. And Ted, before we start talking about the good old days of hunting, which are right now, I want to congratulate, and this is cool for me, Mark Jones. I don't know Mark Jones, but he's from Kansas, and he went to huntthevote.org. He signed the pledge. He filled out the Patriot code at the bottom, TNNUSA, and he has won a signed copy of Ted Nugent's Selling Like Hotcakes, incredible new music, Detroit Muscle, which, by the way, Ted, again, I can't tell you enough congratulations. You know, I'm a big fan of your music as well as, you know, being friends with you. And I mean, I don't know where it keeps coming from, but it has actually, you've not put out any better music than Detroit Muscle. So congratulations.
Well, thank you, Keith, and congratulations to everybody who is celebrating that. And thank you for celebrating my music, because real music lovers know that Greg Smith on bass guitar and Jason Hartless on drums, these guys put their heart and soul into every lick, every song, every concert, every gig, every night. And I'm just the luckiest guitar player in the world. But it's important on a Saturday that we celebrate the great outdoors lifestyle, because my hero, Fred Bear, said it eloquently when he said, "The Great Spirit will cleanse the soul." You know, I'm an old guy. I'm going to be 74 this year, and I'm celebrating every breath that God gives me. And I spend every day, Keith, in the great outdoors. I just got in with Happy Sadie and Coco. We were out filling feeders and working on fences and fixing water crossings and planting. Oh, by the way, I plant some stuff called Big Tine, Bigtine, Big Tine Buck Brunch. And it's just a no-till seed blend. There are mad scientists in the outdoor world that create the greatest sporting goods, the greatest guns and ammo and bows and arrows, and the greatest nutritional supplemental feed for wildlife. And last week we had some rain, so there was a lot of open ground. I'd take a rake and I'd work and work. And when I work in the great outdoors, it doesn't feel like work. It's cleansing my soul. And I threw a bunch of this Big Tine Buck Brunch out in the ground that I had raked, cleansing my soul with the healing powers of nature. So if you don't hunt, fish, and trap, don't just wait for the weekends. Find that solace, that healing powers of nature, that soul cleansing peace and tranquility. And believe me, I am the Motor City Madman, because I get maximum peace and tranquility in the great outdoors. And you will be more alive. It'll make you healthier. Plus the sun and the healing powers of nature, it is palpable. You'll feel better. So that's what I celebrate every day. And since the weekend is here, make sure everybody takes their kids and their family and their friends out there, because the great outdoors is more important now than ever. It represents a sanctuary from the chaos and the stress that is so everywhere right now. And Mother Nature is our soul cleanser. So the great outdoors is my lifestyle.
So last weekend, my daughter Ann and I went up turkey hunting in northern Nebraska. We were right on the border of South Dakota and Nebraska, a little town called Crofton. And you know what, Ted? When I was up there, I took a trip over to South Dakota, and I saw the wonderful shooting facility that our mutual friend Bruce Cole has set up over there. But what I was most intrigued with is right there where the river comes through there. Lewis and Clark had gone through there in the early 1800s as part of the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. And I really thought, as I was sitting there calling turkeys where I could see nothing but the wilderness, it had to be exactly the way Lewis and Clark saw it when they went through there. And so there's something that, at least in my mind, because I'm a big fan of history, that when we're out doing that we're not that far removed from our ancestors and those pioneers and those hardy souls that actually settled this continent. So kind of a cool thing to think about.
Well, and once again, Detroit Muscle and the music that I've made all my life has been hugely inspired, powerfully inspired by the spirit of the wild, the great outdoors. And you listen to my early Amboy Duke stuff, a song Migration, the song Hibernation, the song Loaded for Bear. I have a song Living in the Woods, The Great White Buffalo, Fred Bear, My Bow and Arrow. On the new album, Winter, Spring, Summer, Fall, the instrumental on Crave Man, Earth Tones. I have a song on the Hunt Music CD, Sunrise. They're very beautiful, melodic, earthly celebrations of the heartbeat of nature that is available to everyone. And your point is well taken and should be really promoted and celebrated out there. That as I fly across America, rocking and rolling or going on hunting trips, what Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea experienced, the great, the original American wild, it still exists. There might not be eternal prairie grasses and 60 million buffalo, but South Dakota has more buffalo now than they've had in over 150 years. Montana, Idaho, Utah. You know that every state in America, everybody should write this down. Well, the buffalo was endangered. No, it's not. The buffalo, there are more buffalo in every state has buffalo. All 50 states and all across Canada and Alaska, there are buffalo, and there's more buffalo today, more American bison than there's been in over 150 years. In fact, most Indian reservations are hard pressed to harvest an adequate number because some people just don't know that buffalo is a spiritual beast. The meat is sacred. It's the best meat in the world. The clothing and the things you can make from their incredible strong hides, the bones, the sinew, the horns, when you mount the buffalo head. I've been able to hunt a Native American bison with the Native Americans for many years. And that's why my music has that heartbeat. It's why my music has a groove, not just because of the Funk Brothers, not just because of my black heroes in the music world, but because of my red heroes. And even though I'm the Motor City Madman, Keith, I lived the life of Cochise. I lived the life of Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse. And I cherish that earthly connection that is ultimately experienced and celebrated as a hunter, a fisherman, and a trapper. So everybody get out there and cleanse the soul. The great spirit of the wild is calling your name.
Beautiful. Hey, listen, if you haven't gone to huntthevote.org, go to huntthevote.org, sign the pledge and mean it. Go out to the polls, whether it's your primary or the general election, and vote for candidates that support God, family, and country. And when you finish the pledge, there'll be a Patriot code there. Put in TNN USA. And next week, we may very well draw your name like we drew Mark Jones of Kansas today, and you can win a signed copy of the incredible new music from Ted Nugent, Detroit Muscle. Ted, next week we'll do it again.
You betcha. Happy weekend, everybody. Live it up like you mean it.